Yeah. The reason joint. Yeah. What up, Doc? I had to do it. I made my own though. The reason joint. Yeah. F-I-V-E.
Yeah, back from the place of the reddest dirt and underpaid workers. Space where jerks exposed to melanated to the deepest hurt. The Bible told of Dixie. The people cooking and shit.
What is up, everyone? Super Soul Science here on the National Break Podcast. Thank you guys for riding with us. We're going to be doing a live interview tonight. We're going to have a special guest, Infrared Crypto. He's been assisting us with adding the backgrounds to our virtual interviews like this when I post them. I'm good, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
I'm enjoying life, man. I'm enjoying life to its fullest, so I cannot complain.
Oh man, that's great to hear, man.
Hell yeah. It's been a hell of a journey, but I'm enjoying it. I'm digging it. So I thank you for getting on this with me. Normally we'll have myself and Quana. She is my co-host or my host, or I'm the co-host, however you want to put it. But I know she's running a little bit late. Let me see how much longer she is. I think she just texted me. Okay, she'll be about 15 minutes late. That's fine. I'll tell her to just jump on in when she jump on in.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. She's hilarious. She's from the DMV area, up and coming comedian. She's just hilarious. She brings more of that wit, that real, that fun to the show, and I love having her on the show. So she's going to jump on here and she'll crack you up. I'm not that funny.
Okay. Oh, yeah. No worries.
All right, man. So, man, thank you for being on the show. Once again, I'd love for you to just tell everybody where they can find you at, a little bit about what you do. Okay. And I believe you've seen the show before. We'll just jump right on in and we'll start with the questions and just, get to learn and know one another, because I've been getting some dope art from you, and this is the first time we actually are meeting as well.
Oh, for sure. Well, my name is Ahmad. I'm a color designer for the footwear industry. Currently work at Under Armour. So just been doing that for about 2 years now. Initially, I worked at Nike briefly. And I was pretty much the color design assist for men's sportswear and also global equipment. So did that for about a year. And then just on the side, do a lot of music, do a lot of artwork. I mean, as you know. So, yep. So just been doing that for about almost, 12 years, I want to say. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 12 years making music, and I've been creating artwork for about 7 or 8 years. So,
wow.
Yeah. So originally from DC. So originally from the East Coast, and then now I'm Portland based.
Wow. So you're in Portland with Under Armour.
Exactly. Yep. So I work at
I know they have their facilities here in Baltimore.
Yep, exactly.
But Nike comes from Portland, so
exactly.
I'm assuming they just got close to them.
Exactly. Yep. Just close to the competition. So Nike, Under Armour, Adidas is out here, Columbia, and so many other smaller footwear brands that are out here. So
how do you like the Portland area compared to the DMV?
It's different. To say the least. It's definitely different. I had to get used to. It's not as diverse as compared to the DC area, so I had to get used to that. It's very green out here. But you know what? I think for me, when it comes to just living out here, I had to learn to embrace the environment, and just accept, what Portland and Oregon has to offer, and just not force DC on it. DC is just it's very fast paced,
Yeah.
you know, as opposed to here, it's somewhat slow paced. So I think for me, just learning to embrace and learning to love, Portland as a whole. So.
Wow. Wow.
Yep.
Well, your accolades are crazy. That's dope. You Nike, Under Armour. I probably wore some of the items you designed because I'm a big fan of both.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, man. Your art, your artwork, everything you do is phenomenal. You came highly spoken of from my boy at White Label American.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was like,
yeah,
the moment I asked
cool.
him, said, "Who do you know?" He was like, "I got a guy." Ace like literally texted me, was like, "You got to talk to you." And then when I saw the artwork and I heard the music, I was like, "This is what we're missing." And the crazy thing was when I saw, like, I guess, I don't know, you got to explain to me the artwork that you create. It's moving. What would you call it?
Right.
What would you call it?
That's a great question. I mean, it's a mixture between like abstract art and like animation, basically. So it's essentially, I mean, it's pretty much visual art, but it's like it's moving pieces. So it's like I'll probably call it like more so like animation, essentially. But I think for me, it's just I love that aspect of just, you know, when I create music, I think of colors. Like I think of it's like sing sounds like NERD, like, you know, Pharrell's band. It's just, you know, whenever when you create a chord or create, you know, a kick or a snare, a bass, like for me, I think of different colors. I think of different, you know, different moving art pieces. You know, I think sometimes I think of Basquiat. You know, sometimes I think of, you know, Van Gogh. So like, there's so many things. There's so many ways you can like, you can create so many avenues that you can do, you know, when it comes to just creating art and just like combining it, you know, with the music piece. So.
I love it. You know, don't get offended by me when I say it looks like when my when my Apple computer goes into like standby and it just has that, you know, it doesn't want to keep it doesn't want your monitor to have that something frozen on the screen. So of course it moves and it does all that. But when I saw yours, I'm like, it reminds me of that, but of course way cooler. And when I was working on the White Label American episode, I was putting your production behind it. And I was doing the music video portion of it.
Right.
And I call these moments, I call them God moments, because sometimes it's when things happen that I did not choose. It just happened. And I'm like, yo, somebody help me do this. And it fell into my background because I like to see, I use the green screen behind me for the three-dimensional view. I put things behind me and things of that nature. And it was your art. And I said, that's cool as hell. And my wife walked by and said, that's cool. I like that.
Right.
And, I'm riding with it. I'm riding with it forever now. So me and you, we're connected now, bro.
Man. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoyed, and like, I mean, I think for me, it's I'm always just willing to just collaborate with people. So, I mean, I'm definitely all in. And I'm glad that you did as well. Like, I'm glad that you enjoyed.
But you're good at what you do if you got into the levels of Nike and Under Armour and you live within their headquarters. They brought you in.
Yeah.
You know, I know I'm in corporate America, and I know if you're one of those people, you're one of the good people. You're one of the ones that stand out. So you have some skill. What got you into art? When did you realize it? When did you know you were good at it?
Wow, that's man. That's a great question. I think I started getting into like artwork maybe like 2019, or just creating my own artwork. So I started doing artwork for my uncle. So he used to do like events, like events all over like Portland, basically. And so whether it's just like skateboarding events, whether it was just, you know, events that revolves around Black History Month, you know, whether it revolves around fashion, like you name it. So he would need help with different like typography. He would need help with logos. And then I think one event, like he needed help, with like art pieces. So I was like, okay, well, that gives me the opportunity, to like, hone my craft that way too. So I was like, okay, like, and then ever since then, I just started gravitating towards just creating artwork and like, on Photoshop or Illustrator. And so it just evolved since then. And then I think like the early days of the pandemic too, like in 2020, like we didn't have much to do. Like we're pretty much, in the house all day. So, that also gave me the opportunity to hone my craft there too. So. Yeah.
Wow. That's so crazy that during the pandemic, I meet a lot of people that in those 2 years, because it really was 2 years, people came out of it with superpowers. Like they came out with
exactly.
these amazing skills that maybe they didn't even know they had or they did have. And I just got to think about what was mine. One day I got to sit back and see what did I do. I created kids during the pandemic.
Hey, I mean, that's cool too.
No, it was fun. I had a good time doing it. But, now I got 2 boys, so I got to think about what else did I do other than that. But that's dope. So 2019, how old were you when you started doing that?
2019, how old was that in 2019?
If you don't mind me asking.
20? Oh, no worries. Yeah, I was in, 24, 25? Yeah,
okay, you're a young guy. You're still a young guy. Still a young guy.
Yes.
So
still fairly new to the industry. So
yeah,
yep.
Man, and you got to you're up there. You're there where you belong. That's dope. That's quick too, man. That's not an easy feat. What got your break? What made you get there? How did you get there?
Man, this a lot of just like. Man, it's a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of networking, a lot of just like putting the work in, a lot of just, making sure that, you're on your P's and Q's, just grinding, like I was at the Nike campus like every single day, just like meeting people, working on my portfolio, working on my resume, like every single day. Like let
me go back a little bit, because this show is about entrepreneurship, about people, content creators, and how we overcome obstacles. So you knew you wanted to get it. You knew you needed to network. So you were going to the campus without having any connections.
Exactly.
And you were out there speaking to people.
Yep. Just speaking to people, getting to know people, like how do I get in? How do I get my foot in the door? If there are any skills I need to hone my craft, or are there any skills I need to get to that position or get to where they are? Just like, picking their brain a lot. Like it took a lot of time and effort for sure. Just like, and especially, when you're out here, like everyone knows someone, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. It's a small city.
It's a small city, exactly. So like we're all intertwined. So, if I have a meeting with, this color designer at Nike, then he's like, okay, well, let me talk to this person here, and like I can put your name, or I can give your information to this person, and then that's just how the networking continues. So
wow.
I mean, that's
I love that.
Essentially it.
Network is to net worth. Network makes you net worth. I completely agree with it. I've started this podcast thing, and at first I didn't know there was an industry. And then now I started really working in the industry, and we just got nominated for a podcast of the year from networking. You know what I mean? Not knowing, and then when talking to people, they start giving you seeds, and then you grow it, you water it, and then boom, this is what we do. Man, that's dope that you figured that out and you network. What was the best advice you received? What was the advice, or you don't have to give the person's name if you want to, but that person that was like, this is what they told me, and that worked, and I got it.
I think the best advice I've received was not letting the industry discourage you. So like keeping at it. basically.
Yeah.
Like especially just the footwear industry in general, like it's forever changing.
Yeah.
Like it's just non-stop. So I think the advice they gave me is just like, don't get discouraged. just keep going. And also just learning how to adapt as well. Mm-hmm. So like just learning how to adapt, within the environment, and also just like the times as well. And also, just learning to making sure that, you're always networking too. Like,
Yeah.
You just, and it's easier said than done, but I think but it's key. Like it's key because you definitely want to show face, when you're like in that environment too, you just never know in the foreseeable future, you might, end up, collaborating with this person and, just, you never know where it could take you. So, I mean,
wow. So it makes me laugh. I hear from a lot of people, like I always ask when I ask that question, you expect to hear, they said, do this, do that. It's the same thing we kind of always know. Don't give up. Don't quit. And I know I hate this question, but people always ask this question. I'll talk about this. The haters. Because I don't talk about the haters. I like to talk about the congratulators. Yeah. When you were getting those, did you get those? Did you get haters on your path? Did you receive them? Did you have them?
Not so much, actually. If anything, I got people who were encouraging me.
That's good.
Thankfully. I think I had people who were, like pretty much on my side to make sure that I was able to accomplish my goals and dreams.
Beautiful.
And I know that unfortunately that's not, a lot of people's journey. But thankfully, like I had people on my side that wanted to see me win, essentially.
That's good. That's good.
Like I'm forever grateful for that. So, but thankfully I didn't have any haters, anything like. That's good. And then also I think for me, like I tend to keep to myself too. So I'm not, I'm not really out there as much anyway for me to have a lot of haters or just haters in general. So
yeah, and sometimes I tell people, some people are afraid of trying things, and they do that because they're afraid, and they'll put that fear onto you. So I don't necessarily like to even call them haters. I just say those people that are just afraid for themselves, because it is a big dive out there to put yourself out there, and it may not work. But I feel like it will always work if you work hard enough. If I put the effort in, and I put the not sleeping in, and I sharpen my blades, I should be able to cut something. You know what I mean? Something should happen from it. So sometimes it's just people are afraid. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. That's how I feel about it. So anything you would like tell someone that's coming up behind you, what would you tell them on how to get to the position you're at the level you're at?
Man, I think it's for me, I would tell them to just making sure that you learn a little bit of everything. So learn a little bit of I wouldn't say like a jack of all trades, but I think just, gaining insights and gaining knowledge on every aspect of design, basically. In order to, make sure that, you have everything covered, just in case, it's like a rainy day, if that makes any sense. So I think,
I completely understand.
Yeah, for sure. Cause, I think, just making sure that, okay, like get into Photoshop, or like, taking some classes at with Photoshop, or take some classes, and honing your craft in Illustrator, or just, all types of like Adobe tools, or, I mean, you name it.
Are you like one that was more self-taught?
Like 3D. Yeah.
So you're more self-taught? Yeah. Did you actually take courses as well, or were you more self-taught?
A little bit of both. So, initially, I took classes for, color and materials design, at this footwear. So Pencil well, originally it was located in Portland, but now it's located in Detroit. And so like now it's just a completely different, it's like a bigger school, which is crazy. But yeah, so that's pretty much like how I got my foot in the door, and just how it just opened a different world for me as far as just like color materials. So I studied there for about 3 months, and then ever since then just been like self-taught, especially through like Illustrator and Photoshop. So, but also I think it's just it's up to you to you just got to be on it.
Yeah.
So I think and also I think it's just you really have to be the person to make sure that you're crossing your T's and you're dotting your I's on like every aspect of like of design, essentially. And you definitely have to put in the time, to get the work done, or to execute. So it's like, whether or not you want to take some classes, then okay, well, I think, you have to put in that time and that effort to, take some classes to hone your craft. So, I think it's ultimately, it's up to you, to, get better, within your craft.
I agree. Wow, man, that's dope. So you are a designer for footwear, or anywhere,
color designer.
A color designer. Color designer. Yeah. Okay. I just want to understand. Yeah. So, man, the shoe game is all over. It's huge, man. The industry
it's crazy.
I've just watched the movie Air. The Air movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, I heard some good things about it though.
It's actually really good. It was actually better than I expected. Wow, man. I'm so much going through my head because this portion of you I didn't understand. I thought, more was production. But wow, you like blowing my mind because I'm into shoes. I'm a shoe guy. I'm a shoe head.
Oh, that's what
I have like almost every pair of Jordans imaginable. My wife is not big at all.
Yeah.
But what I did was I got her into shoes. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to get rid of mine, so I got her into it as well. So now she's a shoe head.
Right.
So imagine. So we got to talk, man, because I have ideas. Wow,
yeah, man. I'm all open ears, man.
Great. Yeah. Wow. Tremendous. So, how do you incorporate your music and all that you do into your color design and work? Do you do that?
Man, not yet. That's the dream.
Oh,
that's the
okay.
Hope. Like I haven't incorporated my music into like my job basically, but maybe in the foreseeable future, that might be the case. But
I'm
right
now,
like
sitting down to see a commercial, and it's going to be
exactly.
That's dope, man. You put it out. You gonna put it out there.
I know. Yeah, that's a dream of mine. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But right now, I say like the music component is pretty much like more of my side projects. So, but yeah, we'll see. Don't it out there in the universe.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out there. So what's your favorite shoe? Like is it basketball versus casual? What's like the ones you like to work on the most?
Man, it's tough, man, because I grew up as a sneakerhead too.
Okay. You're from DC. That has to. That's
exactly. I'm from DC, so we're all about phone positives. Yep. We're all about
New Balances in there as well.
Yep. Exactly. Nike boots.
Yep, Nike boots. I got a pair.
Yep. Exactly. So I would say like my favorite shoe is probably the Air Jordan 6.
Okay.
So I like just how you have the hits of the infrared colorway like on the heel, or the color on the heel, but I just like the cleanness, like with just your all over black, but also I like that icy sole on the heel as well. So I just like it's very clean, it's very elegant, it's subtle, like not too much.
Yeah.
So that I like that component of the Air Jordan 6.
Okay.
And then also the infrared Air Max 90s. One of my favorites.
Okay, yeah, that's very good shoes.
Yeah.
Those are my eras.
Okay.
Those are my eras. Okay, man, that's dope, man. That's dope. I have a pair of infrareds, man. I barely pull them out. And like you said, I put it on with something very clean. I just want to be one solid, all black.
Yeah, all black.
That's how I do it. That's how I do it.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh, man. So inspirational, like you have things that inspire you. You have motivators. I always ask the question, your top 3 motivators in life, regardless of it being music, art, whatever it can be. And we always say God, of course, is number 1, but if you want to throw him in there or her in there, you're allowed to do so as well. There's no rules.
Sure. But I'd say my motivators or like people I look up to is like my family members, honestly. So like my uncle, he's out here as well. He's in the footwear industry too. And like he essentially taught me a lot. Like he was the person that showed me how to get into this industry as well. So he's definitely one of the people I look up to, or one of my motivators. And then my 2 cousins as well. They're also DC based, and they taught me a lot as well when I was younger. So I mean, I'll say those 3. But as far as just having like your male figures essentially, but also just my mother and my grandmother too. So you know, they essentially like taught me a lot as well. So
I was going to say earlier, you didn't have you had a lot of congratulators because it sounded like you have a very solid foundation.
Oh yeah, very very much so. Like very very appreciative. Just very very fortunate that people, you know, just like rooting for me. But also just, you know, showing me right from wrong as well.
That's right.
So I think, you know, definitely appreciative, like for them, for having that. And then also just, for me, it's just like moving, you know, applying all of that information that I received when I was younger, into my adulthood as much as possible. So I think that's key for me, personally.
So I got to ask this question because just a question I most definitely got to ask as a brown man in corporate America.
Oh, for sure.
How was that going? How you felt it? How was it going? How was that going for you?
Right. That's a good question. It's getting better. I know in the past it wasn't as diverse. And especially just like the hierarchy and the leadership. I think that's just like diversity is lacking. And I think we do need some change there. And you can actually feel it. Like you can actually see it in the designs. You can actually see it in the product that, you know, you can obviously tell, okay, like diversity or people of color weren't in the room, basically. And so I think we definitely need to change in that aspect. But I think we've gotten a lot better since then. Like you're starting to see some changes in the footwear industry for sure.
What change would I, as a consumer, should I notice if that diversity has been involved in this? How would I know?
The story, just like the storytelling component, like the storytelling piece, especially if it revolves around anything that revolves around like, you know, marginalized groups or like people of color. If you can relate to the story, then you can tell a black person or a person of color, you know, were involved in it. Especially just like, you know, Black History Month products or Black History Month collections. Like if it's not, you know, tone deaf and if it's meaningful or if it's impactful, then yeah, you can tell that, you know, a person of color was actually, you know, part of that collection or that story. So there's like little things you can tell, you know, within that product. So
great. That's thank you for that answer. It's I'm in corporate America myself, and I can see the diversity. It needs to change. However, I'm seeing it take. I'm in the telecommunications though. I'm in more tech, but in my industry, and in podcasting industry, I'm saying that African Americans are we're taking the C member suite levels now. Mm-hmm. But however, I'm saying there's not a lot of men. It's a lot of female, actually not black males.
Okay.
I don't know if you're seeing that over in your industry.
Not as a little bit.
Okay.
Which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good or bad thing. I'm just saying I'm still not seeing many men. I'm seeing a lot more female.
A lot of women.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I'm starting to see that too. That like you're starting to see that there's like a different like transition within it. It's not like within like the patriarchy. You can tell that okay, like there's a slight change, which is a good thing for sure, because you definitely need, different perspectives. You definitely need a woman perspective as well. So you now saying that, I think I do see that part in the footwear industry where you're starting to see a lot of women in the industry, which is a good thing for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good call though.
I'm just watching. I peep game, and I just want everything to be fair all across the board, because I believe everyone deserves a voice. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to marketing and these products. I just feel that's
for
my
sure.
opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, same here.
So what else we got to look forward to? What's next?
What's next? Just like projects on the way. Like music wise. So like new projects on the way. Man, I think for me, I don't want to spill the beans. So it's like, all right, well,
okay.
I like to surprise people.
All right, I understand that. I understand
my project.
So you have more projects?
Exactly. Yep. That have more projects on the way, in the next few months. I'll say that. Okay. I'll say that much. So.
And are you producing for any artists, any rappers, singers, musicians?
Yeah. So I'm producing I produce for this rapper, named, Felt 5. So he's actually, Alabama based. So I've been producing with him. Actually did a collaboration with this, jazz musician, Farnell Newton. He's also, Portland based. We actually just, released a new, single out, last Friday, which is, definitely love how executed. Like really proud of that project. So, but yeah, more to come. Hopefully, there's more collabs in the foreseeable future.
Do they have any music videos, these artists you've been working with?
I think Felt 5 does. Yeah, he has a lot
with your music.
I don't believe so. No, I think it's on Spotify, but I don't believe he has any like music videos.
How about do you
with my
have any videos for any of your music with an entertainer? Or if not, it doesn't matter. The reason I ask is I always open and close my the podcast with music videos, music, and if it had your music, I would love